Hey, what's up guys? Adam here, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at 7 millionaire habits that will set you on the right track to financial freedom and independence. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. So when people often hear the term millionaire, they tend to resort to the real high-end millionaires, the top footballers, basketballers, music artists, CEOs of large companies. However, the pool of millionaires is a lot more diverse than that. See, the way to actually figure out if someone is a millionaire is to take all their assets and their liabilities and subtract their liabilities away from their assets, or in layman's terms, figure out how much money they currently have and how much debt that they have to pay off. And then once they've paid off all their debt, if their value is still worth over £1 million or $1 million, then that classes them as a millionaire. Now, in this day and age, it's a lot easier to reach millionaire status than it would have been, say, 100 or even 50 years ago, especially now with the rise of the internet age. A lot of people are able to start various different online businesses and able to generate a large degree of wealth simply by using the internet and digital assets to their advantage. It's now got to the point where teachers, police officers, nurses, care workers, bus drivers are all becoming millionaires. Now, there's an old saying that goes like this: it's not exactly how much money you make, it is how much money you keep. Now, of course, having a large salary definitely does help you build wealth, but if you're someone that has a large salary but is living well over their means, you could actually be a lot worse off than somebody who has a much smaller salary but budgets on a regular basis and invests their money into various different assets. So with all that out of the way, let's kick off then with the very first millionaire habit. So the first millionaire habit is that they avoid consumer debt. Now, this may sound like a no-brainer, but you'll be surprised just how much control you have over your finances when you do not have to worry about consumer debt. If your end goal is to build wealth and build a legacy for your family, the last thing you want to do is have the loan company dipping in and out of your pot. Now, paying back the principal on the loan is one thing, but we know that is not just how the loan companies make their money. They make their money on the interest that involves credit card companies, that involves personal loans, payday loans, car finance. They all make their money off notoriously high interest rate. And the longer that you leave it, the more the interest rate grows and compounds over time. Now, about 2 weeks ago, I actually received a brochure in the post. It was for a payday loan. And I was reading through, and a lot of payday loan and payday lenders tend to be very nice people, down to earth, very friendly. And that is how they actually entice you in. And as I was reading down the brochure, I got to the very bottom where it was talking about the APR rate, and the APR rate was at 232%. Yes, 232%. Now, normally we're going crazy when we're reading, with credit cards and car finance companies having interest rates of between 20% and 35%. But yeah, payday loan companies are definitely the worst because they prey on people when they're at points of desperation or at a very low point in their life. And that is where they get you. They get you at your lowest point, and then they get you all nice and buttered up, speak to you in a very friendly and nice manner. And then once they've got you on that loan, and that is when the interest rate starts to rack up to ridiculous amounts, such as 232%. So if at all possible, definitely stay away from payday loans or any personal loans with ridiculously high interest rates such as that. Now, if you must own a credit card, then please make sure you do the in-depth research surrounding that credit card to make sure you know exactly what you're signing yourself up to. And then when it comes to making the payments, make sure you make those payments on time and as quickly as possible. And in fact, I would also recommend that you actually make overpayments in order to pay that credit card down at a much faster rate. And that is why most millionaires will stay well away from personal loans and credit cards in order to protect their wealth. So the next millionaire habit that millionaires tend to have is an emergency fund. Now, having a solid reserve of cash that you can tap into when life simply happens can really help you out in difficult times. There's going to be times where you need to do car repairs or home repairs, or in worst case scenario, you may lose your job. If 2020 has taught us anything, it is that nothing is guaranteed, and therefore it's so important that you have a reserve of cash that you can tap into when things simply happen. The last thing you want to do is go ahead and take out a personal loan to try and get yourself out of a ditch. As we spoke about before, they prey on you when you're at your time of desperation. So if you're trying to go and take out a loan because you don't have an emergency fund, that is when they grab you. That is when they stamp on you all of these ridiculously high interest rates that they know you're going to struggle to pay back within the long term. Now, most millionaires tend to have what's known as a 3 to 6 month emergency fund, but it's really down to your own individual circumstances. If you're someone who is self-employed or your income tends to fluctuate throughout the year, then you may opt for a 6 to 12 month emergency fund just to give you that extra buffer. But if you're someone who tends to work for, a company where you have, redundancy in place or job security to an extent in place, then you may decide to opt for a 3 to 6 month emergency fund instead. So it's really down to your own personal circumstances, but the key thing is to make sure you have an emergency fund in place when life happens. Now, the next habit that millionaires have is that they like to read books. Now, most millionaires love to learn and grow. It's definitely a fundamental part for generating and building wealth. Now, most millionaires know that the greatest asset they will ever have is right up here, their mind. And when used well, it can be an incredibly powerful tool as part of your journey. Now, the average millionaire tends to read around 2 to 3 books per month. And not all these books are actually based in personal finance or investing. In fact, a lot of the books that they tend to read are more geared around personal development, business management, and marketing. Now, I get it. Reading is not everyone's cup of tea. In fact, when I was younger, I was definitely not the most avid reader. But that is why we have tools such as Audible, which I highly recommend that you actually sign up to. I'll leave actually the link to Audible in the description down below. It's definitely a great source that will help you on your financial journey. So having Audible will allow you to listen to audiobooks on the go, whether that be your commute to work, whether you're on a break from work, whether you're out shopping, or whether you're just simply chilling at home. Use that time wisely and use that time to invest in your financial IQ. Now, the next millionaire habit is that they buy used cars. Now, of course, the top millionaires, the ones that are making tens or even hundreds of millions of pounds or dollars, can definitely go out and afford to buy a brand new car because they can afford to take the hit when it comes to the depreciation of that new car. But when it comes to the everyday millionaires, the ones that I hinted towards more in the intro of this video, you're not really going to see everyday millionaires driving a Lamborghini and a Rolls Royce. What they do instead is buy average cars, usually around about 5 to 15 years old, where most of the initial depreciation has already taken place. And when they actually go and buy these cars, they buy them outright with cash, or they'll trade in their existing car and then pay whatever the remaining balance is to buy their newer car outright. Now, what millionaires and everyday millionaires definitely don't do is rent cars for a long period of time. They also don't lease cars as well, because leasing a vehicle essentially means that you're borrowing the vehicle and you're paying the depreciation on that vehicle, the wear and tear, whilst you're using it for say 3 to 5 years. Now, you do have the option to purchase that vehicle at the end of the term, but the actual purchase price after that term can be incredibly high. And everyday millionaires also don't buy a car on finance, also known as hire purchase here in the UK, where you may put down a small deposit and then you then make incredibly high payments month on month for say again 3 to 5 years. Now, of course, the high interest is one reason to stay away from car financing or hire purchase, but the other reason that by the time you actually own the car outright, say 3 to 5 years down the line, especially if the car was maybe like 2 years off new or maybe 3 years old, by the time you say get to that 5-year period, that car is going to be worth a lot less in value, way less in fact, than the time that you actually bought the vehicle at. So of course, a lot of time you want to stay away from the car financing, because again, that is where the interest rate can really outperform the actual value of the car currently. Now, I get it. A lot of people like owning brand new cars, but it's really important that you actually realize that the minute you drive that brand new car off the lot, it will immediately start losing value because it's no longer a brand new car. And as I said before, the majority of the value within a car is lost within the first 5 years. So the next millionaire habit that we're going to be talking about is that millionaires like to invest. Now, of course, at this point, would there be any point making this video if I did not bring up investing? Yes, millionaires like to invest, and millionaires know that simply keeping a large reserve of cash within a low interest bank account is not the way to get to financial freedom. Now, of course, when you want to get to millionaire status, you need to figure out a vehicle where you can actually put your money into, where your money is going to work a lot harder for you. Now, of course, it is important to have some of your cash within reserves, for example, say for sinking funds or a liquid account or for your emergency fund. But millionaires know that in order to reach financial security and long-term wealth, your money needs to be working incredibly hard for you. Now, the easiest way to put your money to work is to open up a stock investing account, or if you're here in the UK, a stocks and shares ISA. Now, I've talked about ISAs quite a few times on the channel already, and be sure to take a look into my ISAs video. I'll link it in the info card above. But once you make regular contributions to that stocks and shares ISA, over time, you will see the power and the magic of compound interest that will help build up your wealth in the background if you make regular contributions. The key thing to make sure is that you do make regular contributions month on month in order to really build up your portfolio. So the stock market will usually yield a return of around about 8% per year, whereas the average bank account will usually give you a return of say 0.1 to 0.3%. So definitely pitiful by comparison. So you definitely don't want the majority of your wealth or your cash sitting in a bank account rotting away, especially given that the inflation rate is around about 2%. So technically your money will be losing value year on year. But the stock market is not the only vehicle that you can put your money to work in. Of course, most millionaires will also invest in businesses as well that actually may yield a much higher return than the stock market, or they may invest in the property market as well, an investment vehicle that has definitely stood the test of time. So the next millionaire habit is that millionaires are financially literate. Now, this may come as no surprise, but millionaires really know how to manage their money and manage their finances really well. So regardless of how much money they are making, they still tend to stick to either a yearly or a monthly budget, and they stick to it with a very fine tooth comb. Now, if you want to know more about budgeting, I actually did a full breakdown of one of the most popular budgeting methods on the market right now, and that is the zero-based budget. Now, if you want to take budgeting even more seriously, then you can head down in the description down below to my Etsy store where you can find my budgeting template. But with that said though, millionaires know exactly where they got to and how they got there simply by being intentional about their finances. Now, millionaires also know how the tax system works to make sure that they can pay the most efficient rate of tax possible. They will use systems such as limited companies, dividend allowances, and ISAs in order to shield their wealth from tax. Now, this is definitely not to be confused with tax avoidance, because tax avoidance will definitely put you on the wrong side of the law. It's about finding the correct systems and legal systems that are in place to make sure that you're not paying more tax than you need to. So the final millionaire habit that we're going to be talking about today is that millionaires have multiple streams of income. So according to an IRS study, the average millionaire has around 7 streams of income, both active and passive. Now, I said before on this channel already, there is no such thing as job security. So having multiple streams of income is the best way to protect your lifestyle and your family, especially if you end up losing one of those streams of income for a reason that is out of your control. Also, having streams of income allows you to get to financial independence at a much more efficient rate. So most millionaires may work a traditional full-time job, but they may also have a side hustle in the form of an e-commerce website or a drop shipping business. They may also be a personal tutor for a particular skill that they have. They may also own a buy-to-let portfolio of properties, whilst also running a podcast on, say, weight loss. So again, that is a prime example of a millionaire that would have several streams of income, again, allowing them to take full control of their financial independence. So now guys, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Smash the like button down below. And if you're actually following any of these millionaire habits, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more videos like this where we talk about personal finance, investing, or my journey to wealth building, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you actually get that ding when we upload videos to this channel. Anyway guys, it's been Adam here. Thank you for watching. Take care. And of course, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.